Good morning, children. We proceed on to Chapter 8, Descriptive Statistics and Probability. Statistics, a collection of data analyzed, interpreted for better presentation in business, in family, and in society. Whenever we collect data, we would like to represent the data by a single value. See, usually whenever I represent your class, the average child will take this mark. The average child will do this work. So, average is a most appropriate single value. Beyond that, we have middle value called median, highest represented value called mode. The value that frequently occurs we call mode. So mean, median, mode are called measures of central tendency. The various values tending towards the center. So that we call measures of central tendency under mean. That is representative of the single value called average. We have arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean. Arithmetic mean you have studied in lower class. Still, we just recall the variety of formula for the various data given. Whenever I say 4, 7, 11, 13, 15, 20, 35. So these are some data collected. I call it as ungrouped data. So the data just said some 10 values, some 9 values. So these are called ungrouped data. The same data I can also say which are the values from 0 to 3 or 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So this is called continuous case. How many values from 0 to 10? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 values under 0 to 10. How many from 10 to 20? I have 1, 2, 3. 3 values from 10 to 20. How many from 20 to 30? Only one value is there. Say 1. How many from 30 to 40? Only one value is there. So like this, the data I see, I club in class intervals. This is called class interval. The lower limit, the upper limit. And 0 to 10. The length of the class interval is 10. So all these things we use for continuous case. Grouped data. What do you mean by the word grouped data? Who all have taken 10? Who all have taken 20? So like that. Those who are taking 10 is 5 cases. Those who are taking 20 is 3 cases. So if I take like that I call grouped data. So in grouped data and continuous case, I have some letter called F which stands for frequency. Sigma F. Sigma represents total. Total of all the frequencies I term capital N. Then what is small n? How many data given? See, here 9 values are given. So small n is 9. X represents each number that is given. Here X represents 10, 20, 30. Like that if I write, that I call X. Here M represents middle value of each interval. 0 to 10, 5 is the middle value. 10 to 20, 15 is the middle value. If you don't know to find the middle value, add both, divide by 2. So 20 plus 30 by 2, 25 is the middle value. 30 plus 40 by 2, 35 is the middle value. So I must know to identify M, X, small n, capital N to adopt with this formula. Some cases. I also assume capital A. What is this capital A? It is assumed mean. As I look at the data, let me assume 15 as A. I can also assume 13 as A. Some may assume 20 as A. But mostly we see the middle of the data. So I can take middle of the values so given. I can take 15 or 13 as A, and then from each value given, let me subtract A. The deviation I call D. Having known what is X, N, F, all that, let us proceed into the formula. Arithmetic mean for ungrouped data 1, 7, 10 like that, when data are given, call the data as X. Total all sigma X divide by how many data given. 10 values given, divide by 10. 5 values are given, divide by 5. The same, we have another formula, X bar, the representation for arithmetic mean. A plus sigma FD by N. Look at in each problem, instead of X, we have D. Immediately write what is D. D equals X minus A. Grouped data. We have X values, say 10, 20, 30 like that, and F values. Say 4 values come under 10, 3 values come under 20, 10 values come under 30. So this I call frequency, this I call X. Multiplying 10 into 4, Fx we create. 20 into 3, 30 into 10. Total all sigma Fx divided by N. What is N? Sigma F is called N. The same formula, instead of X, I can say D. Whenever I use D, I remember D is X minus A. X is the value given in the question and A is the value that I assume in these when it is 40, 50, 60. Let me assume 30 as A. So here we have the frequencies given. We have the X values given. Out of all, you choose almost something that is in the middle as A. So once I know A, every X value, I subtract this 30. So that is what we say X minus A. The same when I have continuous case. It is not simply 10, it is 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. In that case, what should I do? Find the middle value. What is middle value of each interval? Add, divide by 2. So I will have 10 to 20, 15, 20 to 30, 25. So when I have these values, instead of Fx, I calculate Fm. Now what is the formula? Sigma Fm by N. If I have A, again it becomes A plus sigma Fd by N, choosing 35 as A. I can subtract 35 from every value. So D, I will create X minus A. Instead of X, here it is the middle value. So instead of X, I will write M minus A. Having known D, what is the formula? A plus sigma Fd by N. If this interval keeps on increasing by 10, every time I can divide the D value by length of the class interval. What is the length of the class interval? 10 to 20. 10, 10, 10, it is increasing. So I can divide by 10. Whenever you divide by 10, in the formula, you multiply by that C. So what is C? The length of the class interval. 10, 10, it increases. you can divide by 10 whenever you divide by 10 in D. Remember to multiply by the 10 when you calculate. So A plus sigma FT by N into C. We proceed on to learning about median. The word median tells me middle value. In your class, who's of the middle height? What should I do? Arrange you all ascending order of your heights or descending order of your heights. Look out, the middle person. So that which we call median. So remember the word median on the roads. The road is divided into two parts. The median, the barriers that kept in the middle of the road, we call medians. So median tells us middle. That is the array that is given. The array represents arrangement. The arrangement of data given. Let me divide into two parts. So two equal parts. The value corresponding to this, above which and below which I have same number of data, same representation, I call median. So median is the value that divides the given array into two equal parts. Is there only one value that divides into equal parts? No. I can divide the array as 4 equal parts. 4 equal parts when I do, I call the word quartiles. I can also do it 10 equal parts. When I divide the array into 10 equal parts, I call it as decile. Deci tells us 10. So deciles divide the array into 10 equal parts. Quartiles divide the array into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Call this as first quartile. I say 25% of the values fall below. Call this as second quartile. I say 50% fall below. This is nothing but median. Second quartile divides 50% below, 50% above. This is also 50% above and 50% below. So Q2 is nothing but median. I call Q3. 75% of the data fall below. 25% fall above. The same arrangement I will say here. 10% fall below, 20% fall below, 30% fall below third decile. So I can call them as D1, D2, D3, D4 and so on. So I have 10% below, 20 below, 30 below, 40 below. So keep on telling. So every time I calculate, remember D3 tells me 3n by 10, 30%. So I can say it as 3 by 10 of n. Median, when I say it is n by 2. Remember, I divide into two parts. 50% is 50 by 100. That is n by 2. Quartiles, when I calculate, this is 25 n by 100 or I will say n by 4. Q2 tells me median, so I can calculate median itself. Q3 is 3n by 4. Having this idea, let us proceed on to the formula. How to calculate Q1 quartile 1 is size of n plus 1 by 4th value. Why do I put by 4? Because in quartiles, they divide the data into 4 equal parts. How about Q3? The same idea, size of 3 by 4 of n plus 1th value. So because it is 3, I have put 3 by 4 of n plus 1th value. Like quartiles that divide into 4 equal parts, I have deciles which divide into 10 equal parts. Percentiles which divide into 100 equal parts. So, Deciles I will divide by 10. Percentiles I will divide by 100. It is the same old formula. D1 to D9 I have deciles. Q1, Q2, Q3 quartiles. D1 to D9 deciles. Percentiles will be from P1 to P99. How do I write the formula D1? I should write the same way. Now I divide by 10. So size of 1 by 10 of n plus 1th value. The same idea if I want 9th decile. How do I write it? Size of 9 by 10 of n plus 1th value. Remember, if I want 7, I put 7 by 10. If I want 2, I put 2 by 10. The same idea, percentiles. P15, I will call size of 15th percentile. Percentile tells me divide by 100 of n plus 1th value. 15 by 100 of n plus 1th value. The same idea if I want 70th percentile. Size of 70 by 100 of n plus 1th value. The same idea you can write for 99th percentile. Size of 99 by 100 of n plus 1th value. As we calculate this and then check out which value is corresponding to that, call it as P99. So these formula we adopt when the data is ungrouped. Suppose if it is a grouped data, how should I proceed with the formula? Arrange the given data in ascending or descending order. Find out the cumulative frequencies. What do you mean by the word cumulative? Frequencies, let us keep on adding. First frequency plus second, then 1 plus 2 plus 3, then 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So as we do in exercise, we will understand better. Calculate cumulative frequencies. Third step, just apply in the formula. Q1 tells me divide by 4. Q3 tells me 3 by 4 of n plus 1th value. So let us find out size of n plus 1 by 4th value for Q1. 3 by 4 of n plus 1th value for Q3. When it is a grouped data for continuous case, how should I find Q1? We have the class intervals, we have the frequencies given, we have the cumulative frequency column created. We have the formula L plus. What is this L? Lower limit of Q1 class. N by 4. N is sigma F divided by 4. That n by 4th class only we call Q1 class. F stands for that Q1 class whatever frequency is coming. PCF stands for this is Q1 class, the previous cumulative frequency. I call PCF, previous cumulative frequency. The whole thing multiply with C, where C is the length of class interval. The same formula, just change this n by 4 according to this case. Q3 tells me 3n by 4. So the remaining the same. N by 4 becomes 3n by 4. For D1, instead of n by 4, I will write n by 10. For D9, I will write 9n by 10. L, PCF, F, C will relate to this idea. Only this n by 4 I have to replace according to my claim. P15 tells me it is percentiles 15 n by 100. P70 tells me 70 n by 100. P99 tells me 99 n by 100. So with this idea, I find out for this particular class what is LFC, PCF, and I will substitute, I will find out the required question. So let us proceed into exercise problems. Exercise 8.1, question number 1, find the first and third quartiles for the given observations. Given values as I check, they are in ascending order. If they do not give, you need to arrange it in ascending order. How many values are given? Count 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to 11 values are given. So n equals 11. First quartile. The formula is n plus 1 by fourth value. Here n is 11. So Q1 is 11 plus 1 by fourth value. What is 11 plus 1? 12. 12 by 4 is third. So I have third value as quartile 1. In the given values, third value is 6. So I have 6. Similarly, what is third quartile? Third quartile tells me 3 by 4 of n plus 1th value. What is 11 plus 1? 12. So I have 3 into 12 by 4th value, or it is 3 3s are 9th value. Look at the observations. 9th value is 1, 2, 3. Third value is our quartile 1. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 9th value. I get Q3 is 18 and Q1 is 6, and hence the problem. Question number 2. Find Q1, Q3, D8, P67 for the following data. Size of shares 4, 4.5 and so on up to 8. Frequency 10, 18, 22, 25 and so on are given. Very first idea, calculate cumulative frequency. What do you mean by the word cumulative? Keep on adding. First frequency 10. 10 plus 18, 28. 28 plus 22, 15. 50 plus 25, 75. 75 plus 40, 115. 115 plus 15, 130. 130 plus 10, 140. 140 plus 8, 148. 148 plus 7, 155. As I find out cumulative frequency, the last value 155 tells me the total frequency, call it as capital N. How to find Q1? It is n plus 1 by fourth value. Here n is 155 plus 1 by 4. So that value, let me calculate. 156 by 4. 156 by 4 is 39th value. So where do you get the 39th value? Till 28, the value is 4.5. Till 50, the value is 5. My required condition is 39. So where 39 will fall? It is below 50. Not here, not here, below 50. What is the corresponding value? This I will call as Q1, where the value 39 is crossed. So in the cumulative frequency, look out where 39 is crossed here. So what is the value? Corresponding size is 5. So 5 is Q1. Similarly, let us proceed on to Q3. For Q3, it is 3 by 4 of n plus 1th value. How do I calculate? 3 by 4 of 155 plus 1th value, or it is 117th value. Look out in cumulative frequency where 117 is crossed. Till 115 it is 6. 117 is crossed here. So what is the corresponding value? 6.5. So Q3 is 6.5. The next I want is 8th decile. D tells me divide by 10. So 8 by 10 of n plus 1th value. We get 8 by 10 of 155 plus 1th value, that is 124.8th value. Look out in cumulative frequency where 124.8 is crossed. 124.8. So this is the value. Corresponding size of shares is 6.5. So 8th decile is also 6.5. We need to find out P67. P stands for percentile. 67 percentile tells me divide by 100 of n plus 1th value. As we calculate, it is 104.52th value. Look out in cumulative frequency where 104.52 is crossed. Till 75 we are here. Here it is 115. So here 104.52 is crossing. So the corresponding size of shares is 6. P67 is 6 and hence the question number 3. Find lower quartile, upper quartile, 7th decile, 5th decile, 60th percentile. Lower quartile is Q1, upper quartile is Q3. 7th decile D7, 5th decile D5, 60th percentile is P60. To calculate it all, we need to find cumulative frequency. Let us recall. Cumulative frequency, first value 1. Keep on adding 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3 plus 11. So that is 4 plus 11, 15. 15 plus 21, it is 36. 36 plus 43, it is 79. 79 plus 32, it is 111. 111 plus 9, it is 120. Once I have calculated cumulative frequency, let me proceed on finding Q1. What is Q1? It is continuous data, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, like that. In continuous data, the formula is L plus n by 4 minus previous cumulative frequency by F into the length of class interval C. As I look at the problem, let me calculate the values. N by 4. N is this value. So I call the total cumulative frequency as N. So 120 by 4 is 30. In this, check where 30 is crossing. In cumulative frequency, 30 is crossing here. So I identify this class interval as Q1 class. Once I know what is Q1 class, in Q1 class, the frequency I call F. For quartile class, the previous cumulative frequency is 15. I need to know what is L. For quartile class, the lower limit I call L. As I know every value, what is C? C is the length of the class interval 10 to 20, 20 to 30. How do they go? 10, 10, it is increasing. 20 minus 10 is 10, so C is 10. Let me write down N value 120, F the frequency is 21, PCF the previous cumulative frequency is 15 and lower limit of quartile class is 14. As we substitute L 40, N by 4 30, PCF 15, F 21, C value 10. Subtract, divide by 21, multiply by 10 and this answer 7.14 we add with 40 to get Q1 as 47.14. You can try in the same way Q3 and the remaining. Check your answer. Q3 is L plus 3N by 4 minus PCF by F into C. The same old formula where N by 4 we put in Q1, we put 3N by 4. As we calculate 3N by 4, it is 90. Check where 90 is crossing in cumulative frequency. It is in this value. So this I call the third quartile class. And as I identify the third quartile class, the previous frequency we call PCF. And in the third quartile class, the lower limit I call L, the corresponding frequency is F. As we substitute, F is 32, PCF 79 and L is 16. The lower limit of third quartile class. Substitute the values and check out your answer. We arrive at Q3 as 60 plus 90 minus 79 by 32 into 10. Simplifying which 63.43 is the answer. Now the question is 7th decile, which we write D7. Decile tells me divide by 10, it is 7th decile, so 7n by 10. We proceed the same way how we did for quartile. Let us calculate 7n by 10. It is 7 into 120 by 10. That is 84. Check where 84 is crossing in cumulative frequency. Here. So this is the 7th decile class. As we mark, this is D7 class and I call the lower limit as L, the corresponding frequency as F, the previous frequency cumulative I call PCF and the length of class interval as before it is 10. Let us substitute in the formula. As we substitute and simplify, we get D7 is 61.56. Proceed with 5th decile, it is D5. Here 5 will come, accordingly change the values. As we check, 5n by 10 gives rise to n by 2. So this is actually nothing but median. So in all the deciles, D5, the 5th decile, divides into exactly 2 parts, that is representing median. As we substitute where 120 by 260 is crossing here. So this is the D5 class. L is 50, F is 43, previous cumulative frequency is 36. Let us substitute in the formula. We get D5 equals 55.58. Proceed on to 60th percentile. Percentile tells me divide by 100. So change this value 60 n by 100 and proceed in the same path. P16. Let us calculate 60 n by 100. That is 72. 72 is crossed here. So this will be the 60th percentile class. As I know P60th class, the lower limit I call L, the frequency I call F, the previous cumulative frequency 36 is PCF. Let us substitute and find the answer. We get percentile 60 is 58.37 and hence the problem. You will be asked any of the deciles or percentiles. Let us be thorough with the formula. L, PCF, CF does not change. This particular idea, decile divide by 10, percentile divide by 100. If it is quartile, divide by 4. Whatever number they give, put it in the numerator into n. So, if you are thorough with the formula, you can calculate any of the given values.